Welcome back to another video, and today we got our Week 12 NFL game predictions where we're doing these every single Wednesday. So that is what you can expect along with NFL content. We also do college basketball every Monday, college football every Tuesday, and NBA every Thursday, as well as some MLB content when that season is up and running. Now, obviously, if any of that interests you, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the noties to make sure you don't miss whenever we upload any of these videos. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into the standings. So I'm still in first, like I've been saying. I've won all 3 years we've done this. I'm looking for the four-peat this year, and I've got a comfortable lead here. We got some shake-up here. Ben takes over second. Matthew goes to third after Connor had a pretty bad week, so now he is sitting in fourth with a little bit of some making up to do here. So we'll see what happens there. We got a tight race there for 5th and 6th place, and then obviously 7th place is just way behind the pack. So we'll see if he can make a miraculous comeback, but it's looking like it's not very likely. Looking at the Thursday night game this week, though, everybody's on the Steelers, I think for good reason. The Browns just don't have much hope right now. I mean, Nick Chubb's been back for a couple weeks, and he really just hasn't done anything. This over-under is 36.5. Crazy low point total there. I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers, though. The Steelers just beat the Ravens. They're 8-2. Surprisingly, they're only favored by 3.5. Maybe that's just because they think it's going to be such a low-scoring game. But yeah, I think the Steelers should win here. I mean, like I said, they're 8-2, and they just beat the Ravens. So the Steelers team really does look legit. So I'll take Russell Wilson and Pittsburgh to go into Cleveland Thursday night and get a win. Our first Sunday game of the slate is going to be Minnesota versus Chicago, my favorite team, the Bears. They've just been in a free fall ever since that Commanders loss. It's really just, set the team spiraling down in a downward trend. They've lost, I believe, 4 straight. Tough time here in Chicago. But I will say, they probably should have beat the Packers last week. And if they're 5-5, I feel like, and they beat the Packers, the narrative's completely different. They lost on a blocked field goal. I'm sure you saw. Typical Bears fashion, finding a way to lose. But I will say, I do trust the offense a lot more. They looked a whole lot better. I believe I think I saw like over 350 total yards. That's pretty good for the Bears. So, we'll see if that continues. Maybe that's just because of the first game. Here's my thing, right? So you look at the Bears' schedule. It's kind of tough to find the win. Their likely win is probably the Seattle game, which is in Week 17. But all the other games, they're probably going to be favored to lose in every game they play for the rest of the year. With that being said, do I really think the Bears are going to finish 4-13? I don't really know about that. I also don't know if they finish 0-6 in the division. I feel like there's one game they can get. I think Minnesota is the worst out of the teams in the division besides the Bears. I think at home here, the offense looking better last week. They almost beat the Packers, probably should have. I'll take the Bears. I might, regret saying this after the game Sunday, but I'll go ahead and take my team. I'll buy in. I'll take the Bears here. I don't feel great about it, obviously, picking a 4-6 team to be an 8-2 team. But hey, Sam Darnold has been a little bit shaky the past couple weeks, so Aaron Jones really hasn't done anything. Minnesota's looked a little bit, off. Maybe the Bears can pull off an upset here. I'll go ahead and take it. Speaking of the NFC North, the team, this Lions team, I believe they've scored over 50 in 4 of their last 7 games. I might be wrong on that. That is just ridiculous. I don't think there's any chance they lose to the Colts here. I think Anthony Richardson is not going to be able to keep up with this Lions offense. They're favored by 7. It feels like every week they are again this week. I'll go ahead and take Detroit here, no questions asked. The Patriots versus the Dolphins. I will say Drake May's looking pretty good for the Patriots, but it looks like the Dolphins are back. They had a really nice game against the Raiders last week. Tyreek Hill had a nice game. It looks like they're starting to return back to form here with Tua back. They're 7.5-point favorites at home. I'll go ahead and take Miami here. I don't know. I feel like the Dolphins are on pace to kind of get themselves at least back into the playoff discussion. Now, will they make it? We'll see. They are 4-6 right now, but I think it's likely they move up to 5-6 after this week, and they have not a super crazy schedule here moving forward. They still have to play the Jets twice. They also play the Browns, so I think the Dolphins could potentially make some noise in the playoff race, kind of just coming back from the dead almost, it seems like. The Buccaneers versus the Giants. The Giants have officially made Daniel Jones the third string quarterback after paying him over, I believe, over $50 million a year. I might be wrong on that, but it's something around that number. Crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know how you choose Daniel Jones over Saquon. Obviously, the QB position is more important than the running back, but like you look at what both teams have given. I mean, I know Daniel Jones led him to a playoff year that one time, but come on. I mean, I don't know. Now they're going with Tommy DeVito. I think the Buccaneers, coming off the bye, should be well rested, well prepared for this one, and I'm not too worried here at all. I'll go ahead and take Tampa here to beat the Tommy DeVito-led New York Giants. Even with Daniel Jones, I don't feel confident, but I feel even more confident here taking this one. They're favored by 6. I'll go ahead and take them. The Cowboys versus the Commanders. We've seen the Cowboys just complete fall off. They're 3-7. Dak out for the year. It's looking like this is a lost year for Dallas. I mean, they've gotten blown out by the Eagles and blown out by the Texans. I know those are two good teams, but the Commanders are also a good team. When Cooper Rush is at the QB, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe I really don't know what they do. I think they probably just call it a quits this season. I know they. I mean, there's still a lot of. I don't know. I mean, it's not looking promising. I'm gonna take Washington at home. Dallas just looks like an absolute dumpster fire right now with Cooper Rush in there. So I'll go ahead and take the better team, especially with no Dak. Even with Dak, I mean, you can make the argument Washington has looked better than the Cowboys did when they did have Dak even. So I'll go ahead and take Washington at home. They're 10-point favorites as well, so pretty much a guaranteed win there. Speaking of guaranteed wins, the Chiefs are actually favored by 10.5 on the road against the Panthers. I've seen a lot of videos saying how Bryce Young is going to dethrone the Chiefs. Yeah, that's just not happening. The Chiefs are going to win this game coming off their first loss of the season last week against the Bills, which I did say the Bills would win. But I think the Chiefs will bounce back in a pretty big way here against the Panthers. Yeah, they should have no problems here. Moving on, though, to the Titans versus Texans game. Another game where I don't think the Texans have too much problems. They're 7-5. The defense looks really good. The offense looks really good. I think the Texans are cruising. They should be safely in the playoffs because their division is just so weak. They're 7-4 right now. They're favored by 7.5 in this game. The Titans just turnover machine. I mean, whoever's in QB, Will Levis, Mason Rudolph, whoever it is, the Texans will, I think, go out there and dominate them. Again, 7.5-point favorites at home. Give me Houston. The Broncos Raiders. Funny enough, I could actually see the Raiders getting an upset here. I mean, I don't know. It's an in-division game, so they're usually typically close. I'm not gonna pick that. I will say the Broncos with Bo Nix has been making some noise where people are saying he might steal the Rookie of the Year from Jaden Daniels. With the way he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised. He's playing like he's playing like a veteran QB out there. I know he's a little bit of an older rookie, and I actually said this in our draft video. I said, besides Jaden, I was the highest on Jaden Daniels, which looked good for a while. Now he has slowed down a little bit, but he's still looking really good. Then for me, this was my QB ranking. It went Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and then Bo Nix was my third guy. I thought Bo Nix was better than Drake May. Thought he was better than McCarthy. I thought he was better than Penix. And right now, he's looking like he's better than even Caleb. And arguably, I mean, people are saying this, not me, better than Jaden Daniels. So Bo Nix looking like a great pick here for the Broncos. He's leading them to a 6-5 record here through 11 games. And I think there's a good chance he picks up another one. They're 6-point favorites. Again, I could see the Raiders getting an upset here, but I'm not going to take their defense, by the way. The Broncos' defense has been on absolute locks recently. This is a very intriguing game. The 5-5 49ers, who just lost to the Seahawks and are now, they might be last in the division. Let me look real quick. Yeah, they're actually, well, I mean, it's a three-way tie here. The Rams, Seahawks, and Niners all 5-5. The Cardinals actually leading a game ahead of everyone at 6-4. This is a very interesting game. I've been saying the Niners have had a must-win game. It feels like for the past 5 weeks. This might be I don't know if it is. I mean, the Packers are a really good team. They have to go into Lambeau as well. It's getting colder up here. Um, I don't live in Green Bay, but around uh, around that area. Yeah, the weather's starting to get cold, and it's always a tough place to play in Lambeau. So I think I'm. Here's the thing: three people are on the Niners, one on the Packers. I like my chances here with the Packers. They're the favored team, so I'll go ahead and go against the majority. I mean, but I could see this one going either way. They're only favored by 2. I think this is going to be a really good game. This would be a good Sunday night game. This Sunday night game isn't necessarily bad. I mean, it's Eagles at Rams, which is pretty good, but this would be a good one to have into prime time. Um, but it's an afternoon game. I'm sure it will be nationally televised game of the week there on Fox. And yeah, huge game there for the NFC playoff picture. I'll go ahead and take the Packers, though. I mean, 50-50 game. Another 50-50 game, and you see it here this time with the split. The Cardinals, the 6-4 Cardinals, go to Seattle to take on the 5-5 Seahawks. This has huge implications as well for the NFC West. Every single NFC West team plays a huge game this week. With this one, the Cardinals are 1-point favorites here, coming off of their bye. It's essentially a pick'em game, is what Vegas is saying. The Seahawks just beat the Niners. I honestly, again, another coin flip game. I'll take the home team, and honestly, I do think the Seahawks are overall the better team against the Cardinals, but it is very close. But like I said, I like the home team here. I'm not sure if this is their first time meeting this year, or if it's not, who won the first matchup. But I do like Seattle to pick up a huge win here over Arizona. But Seattle's kind of inconsistent. They're kind of off and on. So, we'll see. I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks, though, at home. That's the difference maker. I mean, it's a 50-50 game. Both teams, I think, are pretty evenly matched. I'll go with the home team, but I could be wrong here again. Another great game, and like I said, the NFC West has some huge games this week. The Eagles go to L.A. to take on the Rams here, where the Eagles are 3-point favorites, and the Eagles sitting at 8-2. It feels like I don't want to hate on the Eagles. It feels like they've been worse than the record says. I mean, I don't know. They've won a lot of close games. I'm not saying the Eagles are bad. They're clearly a playoff team, and they're probably. I mean, it's looking like right now they're going to win the NFC East. So with the Eagles. I mean, the offense is moving. The defense actually looks better than I thought as well, especially the secondary. A lot of young guys have really stepped up there. Blankenship, Cooper DeJean. Who's their other guy? Quinion Mitchell, I believe they have. I might be confusing the Eagles with somebody else. I believe they have Quinion Mitchell. He's been really good as a rookie out of Toledo. But yeah, the Eagles have looked really good, so I'm not trying to hate on them, but like, I don't know. I feel like this is a game the Rams can have. The offense is looking a whole lot better. Cooper, Kupp, Puka Nacua now just continuing to get more and more targets, it feels like. I'll actually take the Rams at home. I feel like the Rams are starting to rise up in the ranks of NFL teams right now, at least, in the public view. I'll take the Rams at home here in the prime time. I actually like this matchup for them. I feel like I'm taking a lot of underdogs this week. I don't know. I'm feeling like this week's gonna be pretty chaotic. It feels like this week it's either a huge game or just an easy. I mean, there's no like, I guess I'll take this team. Like, there's no game. There's no like mid game. It's all just either probably going to be a blowout, or we could see huge implications, and I think this is one of those huge games. I'll take the Rams at home in the prime time, though. Another pretty big game here for the AFC. The Ravens, 7-4, just lost to the Steelers. Did not expect that. They go to the surprisingly 7-3 LA Chargers. I don't think anybody expected this. I mean, Harbaugh's really proven me wrong as a known Michigan hater. I mean, I'm an Ohio State fan, so that's what I'm going to do, but like, yeah, they've been very impressive. I'll give them their props. Justin Herbert's been doing his thing. Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnston, J.K. Dobbins had a really good season. The Chargers have been a sneaky good team. I feel like people aren't talking about them. Yeah, 7-3, great season. with all that being said, I'm going to take the Ravens. I do believe the Ravens are honestly a tier above. I know their record's worse than the Chargers. I think the Ravens are way better than their record says. I mean, it's not even a bad record. They're 7-4, but I feel like their defense has been very much a letdown this year. I'll say, but the offense is arguably the best offense in the league. It's either them or the Lions. It's really, that those two are in a tier of their own. With that being said, I do think the Ravens offense will be able to do enough. The Chargers defense has been very good this year, but I think against the Ravens, this shapes out to be a pretty high scoring game. The over-under is 50.5. That might be the highest of the week. Yeah, it is the highest of the week, and I'm not surprised about that. The Ravens are favored by 3. I'll go ahead and go with Baltimore here to pick up a nice, necessary win, I believe, for the AFC playoff picture. But that's going to do it for the Week 12 NFL game predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you go on there, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below your what you agree, what you disagree, just your thoughts in general. Love to debate down there. But that is going to do it. Real quick, there's not going to be an NBA video tomorrow. I'm trying to pre-record a lot of stuff for next week because I am out of town. So I'm not going to have time to do the NBA video this week and next week. So we'll have a little bit of a break from NBA. Still going to get you the NFL video next week, though. Still going to get you the college basketball and college football videos as well. So just letting you know, they're going to be a little bit different format because they are pre-recorded. But the NFL video should be the same. But with all that being said, that's going to do it. I will see you guys Monday with our college basketball Power 40 rankings. Hope you enjoyed this one.